Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and welcome to today's video, which is a little bit different. We're going on a mission for two things. One, Jellycats. This all started because I was doom scrolling on my phone, as one does, and I noticed that Chapters was having their next Jellycat drop on April 19th. If you don't know, Chapters is kind of like the equivalent to Barnes & Noble here in Canada, and they do Jellycat drops on Saturdays once in a while with like new inventory. And within that post, which I'll put up here for you, there were a few Jellycats that I was looking for, and I was like, oh my god, like this is the perfect time. So I did set myself up to go and drive to the bookstore and obviously peruse and kind of make a morning out of it. So my first mission was to find some Jellycats, and I'm talking in past tense because this already happened, but I'm kind of recapping what this is. I'll show you the Jellycats I was looking for. So we have the bunny with the cake, the bagel, and the eclair were the ones I was looking for. And obviously I was gonna see what else is in store, so I thought I'd take you guys along. I have a few minutes, just a short few minutes of footage where I showed you guys some of my favorite books and some books that I'm interested in. So I will move you guys back to the footage and then we'll end this with a haul. And I also wanted to talk about a few books that I didn't purchase but are on my radar for future trips to the bookstore. So enjoy the little footage. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's not a lot of footage, but I'm slowly getting over my fear of filming in public. So I am going to start you off with the books that I found, and then I'll move you guys on to the Jellycat segment because I want to keep a little bit of suspense as to what it is I got Jellycat wise. I did go to Indigo and then I didn't film, but I did go to Winners and Home Sends, so I have a book and a few things from there as well. What I did get from Indigo, first thing is this book right here, which is Alice Eclair, Spy Extraordinaire, A Recipe for Trouble. This is like such an adorable cover. Obviously it's middle grade. And this I actually saw last time I went to the bookstore for my birthday, which I'll try and not forget to link that video with my book haul in the card and description. But I had seen it, and then for some reason it didn't come home with me, and then I lost the title of the book, and I was looking online trying to find its cover, and I was like, I can't find it anywhere. So my mission when I went back to the bookstore was to find this one, and I was successful. This is a middle grade mystery set in the 1930s in Paris, and our main character is a 13-year-old who I believe like works with her mother in a pastry shop, but ends up uncovering a mystery in a train. So it kind of reminded me of the Adventures on Train series with a different kind of vibe. There's a cat on the cover, which I'm hoping is going to be her trusty companion. It's also on the back here. It just sounds wholesome and cute. It's very short. These are kind of the stories I'm in the mood for when I think of middle grade mystery, and I am running out of them very slowly, so this is a perfect addition to my shelf, and one I've heard nobody speak of, so I thought it'd be interesting if I enjoy this to be able to bring a little bit of exposure to this book with the platform that I have. And then the other book that I got, I have also never heard of, and the cover really piqued my interest. And then I read the synopses and I saw who blurbed the book, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna come home with me. And that is The Daggers of Ire by J.C. Cervantes. Look at this cover, you guys. Is this not the most stunning thing you've ever seen? And this is a Bruja story with like families that are descendants of 4 original witches, and our main character ends up like finding a spell. It's kind of like a witchy middle grade story, and ever since I read Kiki's Delivery Service, I have been in the mood for more witchy stories, and this one is interesting because I think it's going to have a different kind of heritage with our author and just the character in general. I think this is like Mexican inspired. I will need to check on that. But also what was really intriguing to me is that this is blurbed by both Rick Riordan and B.B. Alston, which are 2 of my favorite authors when it comes to middle grade books. Especially B.B. Alston is like the, if you don't know, is the author of Omari and the Night Brothers. So I was super intrigued. I'm very surprised that I've never heard of this before. I don't know when this came out, if it's like a 2025 release. 2024. Interesting. And it's by HarperCollins, so it's also like a big publisher. So I'm intrigued as to how it was blurbed by such popular people, had such a stunning cover, and I've never heard of it. I did a very poor job of describing this one, but it's really more like a instantaneous, like, I think I'm going to enjoy this, so I picked it up. I rarely do that nowadays. I feel like I've heard of so many books and I'm always like consuming what I see on Book Talk and Instagram. So I think it's really interesting that I like picked up books that I haven't heard of just because I think that they will fit my vibe. So those are the things that I got book-wise at Indigo. I also did find this beautiful bookmark, which was on clearance. And it very much fits my aesthetic. Green, as if you cannot see by all the green clothes I wear in my videos, is definitely my favorite color. Like a khaki green. Immediately sold. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, wasn't planning on buying a bookmark, but there we are. So very happy with my purchases. And I'm also like a Plum member, so I had points, and I also have a 10% off. So yay. Then when I went to Winners and Homesends, I found a book, and that is The Wren in the Holly Library by K.A. Lindell. This is a book that actually intrigued me when it released, and then I heard some people talk about it, but not many. But then recently, Becca read the Fairy Loot edition of this in the video series that she is making. And although I think it had ended up being a 3-star for her, I was very intrigued by what she was saying. And I thought this could be a book up my alley. This is more of a romantasy. It's not a genre I read a lot of, but it's also, I think, loosely... Is this loosely based on Beauty and the Beast? I just know that what she said very much appealed to me, and when I found this for $10, I was like, yes please. This is the first edition printing that has the little edges here, and it's actually a beautiful like naked hardback, which I did not know. It's literally a library, and there are also stunning, oops, end pages. So I was very happy with this. The book is in good condition. There's like a little bit of creasing on the top, but like I don't really mind that. I just know that this is like between monsters and humans. I think it's set in New York. It's kind of like what some people call urban fantasy. I think that's what Becca said. I don't know much more than that, but I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that this is something I end up enjoying. I took a risk on it because it was cheap. We shall see. If you guys have read any of these and enjoyed or not, do let me know down below. So those are the books that I got. I was very reasonable. Well, I bought a lot of books this month, so am I really reasonable? No, but we're gonna pretend. And then quickly, because this is Cozy Girl Hobbies, I did get this 500-piece puzzle. I do want to become more of a puzzle girl. For now, I am definitely a paint by numbers girly. It is my favorite hobby to do while listening to an audiobook. But the reason I specifically picked up this puzzle is because this was a collaboration between Sabrina Fenn and Hobby. Sabrina Fenn is my favorite artist of all time, and it's even better because she is actually Canadian. I have some of her artwork on my bookshelf, and I have others hanging on the wall. I first discovered her actually through my Winners and Home Sense because they do sell some of her prints, and then I found her online. She has an Etsy, and obviously this, I'll show you the back, I feel like you can see it better, is very representative of her artwork. I feel like it's exactly who I am in a piece of art. So when I realized it was a puzzle, I was like, this is amazing because it's both going to be like aesthetically pleasing to me, and it's also something I can do with my hands, and like it's an activity. So I decided to get this puzzle so that I can do some more puzzles and audiobooks. And if you guys are looking for beautiful like illustrations and just beautiful, she does both paintings and illustrations. I'm much more a fan of her illustrations, but she's very talented, and if you're a Canadian and want to support a Canadian artist, I highly recommend you checking her out. She has an Instagram, all of that. I'll try to leave that down below because she is truly wonderful. So yeah, now I'll show you guys the Jellycats. So I did splurge a little bit when it comes to the Jellycats because I did make some money with YouTube in the past like 2 months, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna treat myself. I also hit a really significant milestone for me, which is 2.5K, and I thought that was worth celebrating because I did put a lot of effort into creating my community, and I don't know why, I've always kind of gravitated towards that specific number for it being a significant milestone. I don't think necessarily people understand, like it doesn't look like a lot when you look at other big booktubers, but for me, 2.5K people choosing to subscribe to my page is absolutely insane. So I did want to congratulate myself on that. So let me show you the new friends. First, I did get an eclair, and we name all of our teddies here, so if you have names for any of them down below, let me know. Look at this! She's so cute! And I'm saying it's a she. It looks like a little girl to me. Don't ask me why. Does it need a gender? Absolutely not. But look at the little feet. So we have this one, iconic, and obviously they're all gonna stay on my shelves somewhere. They are decor. And then I feel like I'm 5 years old. Low-key, do not care. We have the bagel, and this looks like it's like salmon, and like I'm just obsessed. This looks like a little boy in my head, but again, feel free to give names down below, no matter the gender, because it's literally a plushie. It's a bagel. Look at this. Look at the little smile. It's beautiful. Those were two that I was looking for, and then I did not find well, it's a rare one. I wasn't expecting to find it, but the bunny with the birthday cake, I did not find. However, I did find another bunny and immediately fell in love with it, and now I have 2 Jellycat bunnies. Look at this one. It's the ears, you guys. It's the ears and the little feet. It's the Blossom Jellycat, and I didn't know these existed. I've never seen this one before. I don't I don't know how rare this is. I don't care. I love it. So this is the little bunny. It's adorable, and it also needs a name. These are all so fluffy and gorgeous. So they need to find both names and house, like where they're gonna live. The dragon already belongs to the Brandon Sanderson shelf, even though it doesn't make any sense. They're two of my favorite things, Brandon Sanderson and dragons. So then we need to find, this is probably going to go on a romance shelf. I feel like it has to, but I don't know about the other ones. So please leave some names down below, you creative people. So yeah, that was my little excursion. It felt so good to go out, just peruse some books, hunt for some Jellycats. The Jellycats was an insane experience. It always is. Everybody, it's a trend. Jellycats are definitely a trend, and it could be felt because everybody was like surrounding the little tiny section with the Jellycats on it. Nonetheless, I had a fun time. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of the books or have names for my Jellycats. I will say there's also a few books that I was interested in that I did not get, but if you've read them, do let me know. The one that comes to mind most is Mask of Mirrors. It's the first in an adult fantasy. It was what was picked for Broken Binding. They did beautiful editions, but the paperback editions are beautiful themselves. I am thinking this one through. I'm like, should I get it? Should I not? Maybe I will get it on my next trip. It's definitely a priority. I've been getting more into adult fantasy, but I do have a few on my shelves, which is why I kind of stopped myself. There's another adult fantasy that I had in my cart, and then for some reason I put it back, and now I can't remember the title. If I find it, I'll leave it here, but it had only like 37 ratings on Storygraph, but it sounded very interesting, and it's the first in a adult fantasy, and that is also one that like in my brain I'm like, should I go back and get it? The thing is, my bookstore is like 40 minutes away from my house, like 45 minutes, so I can't just like take a little drive, a 10-minute drive to the bookstore. But those are some of the books I'm thinking on. There was also this beautiful, and I showed a clip of this, Anne of Green Gables book phase. I am a flower and plant girly through and through. If someone wants to make me feel special in any way, shape, or form in my life, buy me flowers. They can be, like, I buy myself the $6 flowers from Walmart. They are on a deal for 2 for $10. And like, if you love me, get me some of those. I'll put them in a beautiful book vase, and I love you forever. So yeah, those are like some of the things that I left behind that I'm interested in. There's also a few middle grade books that I did show in clips that like I go back and forth between like, should I pick them up now? Should I wait? We shall see. But if any of the books that you saw in the clips or books that you think I would enjoy, or if you've read or are interested in my reviews of, let me know, and I can probably make that work for you guys. So yeah, that's it for this very random but fun video to film. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye guys, happy reading.